sent his Secretary of Defense over to the Hill, and Secretary Panetta explained that we don't have to do that. We don't have to get permission. He says we can get legal permission from the United Nations. Of course, this is how we've gotten ourselves into way too much trouble. But great nations generally are not destroyed by military means. We did not, fortunately, we did not have to have a nuclear exchange with the Soviet Union. I was drafted in 1962. There were missiles in Cuba. I served 5 years in the military. But you know, even under those circumstances of how dangerous it was, you know, at least our president at that time called up Khrushchev and said, maybe we ought to talk this out. And there was an agreement. They take their missiles out of Cuba, and we took our missiles out of Turkey, and we didn't have to fight and kill each other and have a nuclear war. Is, why can't we talk to a country that doesn't even have a nuclear weapon and we get into their building a nuclear weapon? This is what the founders advise. In order to get along in the world, you should offer friendship and trade. The more you trade with a country, the less likely it will be that we will fight them. And this is what we should be doing. Just think how much better off we're doing with Vietnam. How many people did we lose? 60,000, and hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million Vietnamese died. The French were there for 10 years. All that effort to tell the Vietnamese what they should do with their government out of fear that they might the whole country go communist. Well, what happened? We lost the war, we left, they didn't go communist, they're trading partners that are ours, they've been westernized, we invest over there, they invest over here. Just think of what was achieved in peace that couldn't be achieved with war. And there's explicit ways to go to war. We should never accept the principle of preemptive war. Preemptive war means we start them. We don't have a right to start wars. Make our country safe and secure and have a national defense, but you don't do that by using war as the weapon. We have been taught for too long in our colleges, and the status quo, the conventional wisdom is that war can get you out of a depression or a bad recession. That is exactly right. It isn't right, it's wrong. Even if it did do that, it never justifies that type of killing, but it doesn't work. Wars are always an economic cost. For the decision making when you go to war, but also to the Christian just war principle. If we follow those, you believe me, there'd be a lot less fighting and killing in the world. We would be much richer. In the last 10 years, we have accumulated $4 trillion worth of debt due to the wars that we're fighting. Think how far that money could have gone in society here. How much better off we would be. We wouldn't be so much in debt. Today we are a poorer nation. We have the greatest debt in the history of the world, and both foreign and domestic. And it is the foreign policy that brings people down so often. It isn't the wars that finally eliminate a whole empire. The Soviets went down not because we had to have that war, but because they finally went bankrupt and they had to go home. And this is today our greatest threat. The one thing I can assure you of, with my experience in the service and my experience in Washington, and knowing a little bit about our military power, we do not have to worry about anybody touching us militarily. We have the strongest military defense. I wish I could assure you with great confidence, that much confidence about we have nothing to worry about. Because when we take an oath on the office, we take an oath to defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Well, I'm more worried right now about the domestic problem we have.